Coming at you live. You know what I'm saying? Touching up on another hot topic this morning. You know what I'm saying? So in the wake of a lot of shit that just didn't happen in everyday life. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go ahead and give this a little history lesson. You know what I'm saying? So this shit here is about um, basically the truth. You know what I mean? Because too many of my black brothers and sisters are getting wrongfully blamed for a lot of shit that's going on out here in this world um, every day and other people's lives and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's get started. Demystifying these little coats of things. All right. Africa never invaded anybody's country. All right. Africans never invaded anybody's culture. Meaning black people, or you want to call us Negroes, colored people of color, whatever the fuck you want to say, crazy and shit. Never invaded anybody's country. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, if we did fight outside the country, it was because you came over there fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like Rome. Rome came over, fuck with Idi Amin, somebody like that, family, raped his wife and shit. And so he marched back over there, and now we got Sicilians. You know what I'm saying? And they ruled Rome for like 30 years or something like that, up until his death or his isolation. But they never called him, or he kept committing suicide or some shit. You know what I mean? But ran over there with elephants and Amazon, Amazon screaming, butt naked screaming people. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And he got vengeance. And that's probably like the Supermax. You know what I'm saying? Nextly. Um, People that was mostly traveling around are the people who invaded your countries. You know what I'm saying? Like Spain, Britain. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, Vikings. Um, Minus the horns, because that's, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, Hollywood. And it would have been impractical in battle to have a horn in your head while you're fighting all these people and stuff, because they would have got caught up in all types of shit. And anyway, so they just mostly had like regular hats, like the Spanish, to protect the head. But ooh, it's early. Pardon me, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, like, black people didn't invade nobody's country. We're not known for um, violently selling across seas. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, like, the only way how you know somebody somewhere is through violence. You know what I mean? Shoot, but good always is silent. Good, when people going around moving around good, you don't hear nothing about it because hey, they didn't do nothing to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? So those are the positives. You know what I mean? And there wasn't a issue built up around them that would cause a person to react. You know what I mean? So, uh, for the most part, you know, maybe it was peaceful sailors. If we did go anywhere, spreading knowledge and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Or really helping the world out, or people out. Um, so, another thing I want to speak on, saying for people that don't get the attention and fame that they should, you know what I'm saying? Sure, I mean, like, but they're not out here protesting about it because, peace equals wealth, you know what I'm saying? And if you got black people taking the blame for everything, you know what I'm saying, should, you know, equals peace amongst their tribes and civilizations while they're flourishing. You know what I'm saying? Do I hate on that? No. I mean, like, get your money, but, you know, get your history too. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit off our backs. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit off our backs. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Um, Spanish people. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm not even gonna say nothing about not necessarily Spanish people, but I'm gonna say this about the origins of Spanish people. Coming from Spain. I'm gonna start at Spain, where the root word Spain comes from. Spanish, Spain, Spanish means. You know what I'm saying? Spain was under rule of Arabic people. You know what I'm saying? The Arabs from um, the 400 years, like 14, 14, 500, 14,500, or 1440. Um, Hold on, not even 14, my bad. About 900 BC or 1000 BC, 900 BC, 800 BC, 890, 850 BC. You know what I'm saying? Arabics ruled Spain for 500 years or 400 years or whatever. And once they released them in 1492, um, the damage was already done. Um, their language was gone. Um, the original Spanish language was annihilated, completely wiped out. Um, and now the new, well, what you hear today spoken Spanish comes from, hey, um, the spoken language that you hear now is uh, derives from Arabic. Um, Comes from the Arabic language. You'll see a lot of key words that's similar. You know what I mean? And I learned that while becoming Muslim. Um, and I was praying, calling out the Adhan, and um, I had a roommate in prison. He was like, "Yo, that's." He was from El Salvador. He said, "Rasul." He said, "That sounds like rap." We say rap. I was like, "What?" It was like, because I was saying Rasul Itala. You know, that's something I ain't done on a whole joint. With the dad, because I mean, like I like showing off, man. I love showing off. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbi Amin. Rahman Rahim. Maliki Yumadin. Iyaka nabudu wa iyaka nastaqim. Adina Saroto Adina Amtu Alayhim. Gabriel Magdubi Alayhim. Waledulin. Kufu wanahada hasamad lamili lamuku kunfu wanahada Allahu Akbar. Hey man, I used to love it, man. I mean, like, it's something I still do throughout the day. Sometimes to myself, certain parts of the day. Um, I'm good though, you know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah. Uh, Otho Belehi Manaz Shaitan Regime. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Man. Man, so, um, what I was going to say, yeah, it's just so, you know what I'm saying, with the Arabic um, reign on Spain, created the Spanish language that you hear today, and then when they sailed, as soon as, I mean, like, this is so crazy about history, like, as soon as the Arabic people released their hold on Spain, gave Spain back their freedom, the devil came out, Christopher Columbus. You know what I'm saying? So he sold sword to other lands after the Pilgrims, after the Vikings, over to America, and they had their ships and they wreaked havoc. And then, got Magellan and everything, you know, and these people here, they don't get enough attention towards what ways they cultivated the world. You know what I mean? And they'll leave the bad shit on the black people, black community. And I mean, like, that's just been the tradition out here, you know what I mean? Even with cocaine, like, rich white people was using this shit for medical purposes. They were transporting shit in America through their little shit. And then once it got illegal and they had quantities of it, boom, they started remanufacturing it because people still wanted it and they still wanted to make their dollars in here in the back alleys. And then they start screaming, "Oh yeah, this is black wonder drug. This black niggas is running around with superhuman strength, committing crimes and shit." When it was a thing that it was doing for Spanish, for the Argentinians, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, and their culture, from them stealing it from over there, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, so, and once they invaded, Spanish people invaded over there, in those lands, colonizing, so they say. It's crazy. But, um, yeah, I mean, like, it's like, and that got dumped on black people, and so cops felt like that was the reason why. Hey, well, shit, we need higher caliber bullets to stop these niggas, and then that's when you got those succession of things happening right there, all off of motherfuckers that's high for cocaine and shit. Cocaine started rewriting history and shit, cause these coke addict white folks, you know what I'm saying, shoot, was the ones writing this shit and creating all this paranoia. You know what I'm saying, shoot, for and coups for white supremacies. You know what I'm saying, shoot, which means cocaine supremacy. You know what I mean? Yeah, after that white. You know what I'm saying? Let's call it what it is. You know, the whitening of America. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you can't like pull the wool over my eyes, and I'm not gonna let you pull the wool over my people and my followers and people who's not followers like as if I'm a cult leader, but I mean my followers on my Instagram, my subscribers, you know, people who tuned in or looking for that connection to elevation and relief that stress off of us and place it on the people, places and backs of those people who fought so hard to have it. Y'all fought to be on top. Take your shit with you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Own up to your shit. Leave us the fuck alone. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't hate nobody, but what I do hate is how um, the stories get told and how so many black lives, innocent black lives, lost their lives, and then um, we get placed into these little boxes. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you'll take out the good and then focus in on the bad, where a person has to retaliate to some degree to defend their lives or homestead, and something bad happens because somebody ran up on the wrong one, and now you want to paint the picture as if this is that what that culture does, and and along with it sign off on other stuff like yeah, paranoia. Yeah, these niggas they commit these crimes, all of them. You know what I'm saying? So they're bad. Separate yourself from them. You know what I mean? Like, then you just invade a whole country and take a whole cause sickness and passing disease and shit like this to a whole country, genocide and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying, bringing slavery and all that shit. I mean, like me fighting for my fighting, whooping your ass, beating you up, one of you motherfuckers up or some shit is worse than all that. Nah, take your shit with you. You know what I'm saying? Take all the credit of the shit that you do. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be on top, take all your motherfucking top tier shit. How you got there? You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. I mean, like they had numerous slaves. They had the Argentine people enslaved, digging for gold and mines, dying, losing their lives and stuff like that. And then started selling cocaine on top of it for medicinal purposes. When cocaine was legal, used in medicines. Sigmund Freud, you know what I'm saying? Let's not get into that guy. Got a whole segment for his ass, you know what I'm saying? He gained all of his wealth through all that, you know what I mean? I mean, like, I'm just saying, shit, um, and black people, I mean, like, I'm like that. This right here is just gonna fully explain like the tyranny of what our hearts is at, where our hearts at. You know what I mean? And we don't get enough light shedded towards this situation. When black people was fighting in the civil wars and everything like that, we had like a couple generals that was like elite showing their asses, you know what I'm saying? So then, you know what I'm saying, then you got the cocaine epidemic happening at the same time, around the same time, and they're trying to say, oh, cocaine just makes the black people marksmen and shit, trying to discredit us at every step. Better shooters, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, motherfuckers in the army tearing up asses, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shoot, so, you know what I mean? tearing tearing up motherfuckers' asses, and they want to attach um, drugs to drug use to that, not drug selling to us being marksmen or killing people or doing so well in the war situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Had we had the same weapons that was used to overtake the whole world, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, our world wouldn't have been overtaken. If we had a navy and things like that, you know what I'm saying? If was the fifth, hey, you know what I mean? They purposely kept the technologies away from us, so we wouldn't be able to defend ourselves because they formed a coup. You know what I'm saying? So with China, not to sell certain things to us, or reveal certain things to us, and a lot of times, I mean, like we was just overall just the best. You know what I'm saying? Hands up. know what I'm saying? We invented kung fu, karate, all that shit, martial arts. Black people, we're the originators of that shit. Know what I mean? Ask any Shaolin monk, they'll tell you the same thing. We originated it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but this is the extent of the black man's heart. You know what I'm saying? Not only did my my real forefathers, well, I would consider the forefathers in America. You know what I'm saying? Shit, not only once while we was fighting these wars um, against China or Vietnam or against a king or against the Soviet Union ourselves or fucking um, Confederacy. You know what I mean? Um, After fighting in the Confederacy War, I mean, shoot, and after America won um, and came after Japan and stuff, they tried to go and fight for the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? Um, America fought side by side with the Philippines to fight off Spanish and Japan and China, who was trying to invade the Philippines. Um, and French was trying to invade the Philippines and take over the Philippines. But America came in with black soldiers and um, white soldiers and fought off and won. Won the war, and everybody was celebrating like, yeah, great, 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 yeah, we won, we got it. And then America, being America, who they are, said, look, we're gonna take this. America sent word to take over the Philippines. Now that everybody else is gone, they're gonna take over Philippines. They're gonna finish it. And so um, the black soldiers that was there just fighting as black American soldiers, you know what I'm saying? She was seeing that, and it was like, got the order to take these people's lands and kill them or whatever if they didn't want to um, adhere to that shit. Um, that's when black people and then when they didn't want to adhere to that shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, black people um, fought on the side of the Philippines. You know what I mean? Fought back at America. I mean, like, that's the whole heart of black people right there. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at. You know what I'm saying? So we're empathetic because we knew being from our history. You know what I'm saying? So if America and other nations raping our daughters, killing our family and stuff like that, our grand ancestors, or kidnapping or enslaving those afterwards. You know what I'm saying? This is what happened. Um, this is what happened, and I mean, like, and they turned and start fighting with the Philippines. They fought side by side with the Philippines for the Philippine Islands. They're over there consciously made their executive decision to say, fuck that. We ain't gonna let this shit happen twice. You know what I'm saying? Not on our watch. That's where black people was at, not on our watch. That heart don't even get out there that much. Nobody speaks about that. Why? Because that shows where we really at. In the midst of America doing wrong, trying to commit another wrong to another set of people. Yeah, that's when um, black people stood, not just for themselves, but for a nation, and killed people before. Yeah, it didn't last long. Yeah, everybody died. They killed off the Philippines. They started killing. Um, they killed the black soldiers that fought against it. They killed the Philippines um, people, and um, if you was over 10 years old, they killed you. You know what I'm saying? Sure, that's how America ended it. You know what I'm saying? Should start grooming the Philippines from 10-year-olds, and you know what I mean. And it's never been a fair fight. You know what I mean? Sure. So um, you got the Philippine government right now. You know what I'm saying? Sure, they're doing crazy shit over there. You know what I mean? Doing mad crazy shit. You know what I mean? Against their people. You know what I mean? Shoot, corruptness. You know what I mean? So, um, you got this whole situation. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? So nobody speaks from the whole standpoint. You know what I'm saying? You just want to try to sit back and um, call me nigga this, ugly that. You know what I mean? Try to disband us. You know what I'm saying? Try to separate us. Just being fucking devils. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, like, that's just me saying it from layman's term. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be real, I mean, shoot, take off the mask. Stop passing off all the bad um, characteristics and own that shit. You know what I'm saying? Should like let the world know who you are. Reveal yourself, devil. You know? I mean, like it's just that. I mean, like we are who we are. We're human beings. We're living, breathing, and I mean, and even at the point of when and if we were able to make an executive decision, we wouldn't choose to hurt nobody. That's with the same BS that we just got hurt with. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So, and it got proven in the Philippines. In the Philippines. In the Philippines. You know what I mean? My brothers and sisters said, not on my watch. My brother said, not on my watch. And fought with the Philippines. Alongside of the Philippines. Side by side with the Philippines. Died with the Philippines. Other brothers got shipped to the worst part of Africa where they're trying to kill off black people. You know what I mean? Water supply was poisoned. Um, and the brother ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a general, a 5-star general ended up dying. You know what I mean? Over there, you know what I mean? So, um, best soldier the world, the American world had ever seen, because he was black. They didn't let him move up in the ranks, but he still moved up in the ranks. But they didn't want him to be stationed in the same area as the other generals, and his mind come through with the technology and legacy that the world ain't seen. You know what I mean? Yeah, real shit. Real shit. So I mean, um, to my black people, you know what I mean? Learn your history because, you don't want to be distraught and feeling lifeless all the time because um, you feel like, damn, God ain't never reached his hand out to help us not one time. God ain't never sent a sign or structured a promise of anything I could stand behind to identify myself other than what these white devils project at me and what these movies state, you know what I'm saying, shit about them and us, and speak very little about us, and when spoken about us, it's just a negative light, you know, and yeah, black civilizations after slavery um, owned a black Wall Street. We was in government. We was in South Carolina. It was like majority first all black um, um, House of Representatives. We had our own towns. We had towns and stuff flourishing. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying. Then you get the white people, high off cocaine, running crazy, and doing devil type shit, and um, creating coups to clan KKK organizations type things to slander and exploit black people in a negative light and blame their shit on them and just to give a green light to assassinate black people, kill black people, kill them. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they're lawless. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Now, I'm going to start responding to some of these comments because I see the ignorance is mad. You know what I mean? I'm going to make America great again. You know what I mean? Y'all want to be on coke. That's what it is. That's what Donald Trump's screaming. But go back to Africa. Going back to Africa would mean going to necessarily nothing. And the reason why I say nothing because just like the Philippines, we was robbed of our culture, our heritage. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I can't speak Swahili. I mean, like, I know a little bit of Arabic, a little bit, very poquito Arabic. You know what I mean? Um, English is my first language. The streets is my second language. Um, College has been my third language. Um, Arabic. Um, and then I just know strands of different languages. Mandarin, Ni Hao, Shishi, Saijin, Konnichiwa, Japan. I mean, like, I'm diverse. Diverse means hard to kill. Let me stop. But yeah, man. I mean, like, Y'all cats gotta understand, man. It's a lot of crazy shit. I'm not gonna place myself in no situation, nor would I tell people to place themselves in a situation that would be unfavorable towards them. 'Cause like I said, America, as you can see, even with Donald Trump on board, and motherfuckers like Donald Trump, um, definitely back in that in those times, they was all high off coke, just like Donald Trump, and making decisions like, hey, since we got rid of the enemy, let's go take over the Philippines. Same thing they did with Hawaii. Hey, we stationed. They act like it was a whole war in Hawaii, and then got stationed over there. Then the Hawaiian chief say, "Look, man, hasn't nobody come over here, and y'all been over here for like some years. You know what I'm saying? Should it's okay for you people to go." Um, and then immediately they was met with this citation saying that they're taking the land. We're staying. You're our citizens. You'll follow our directions. That's paraphrasing it. You know what I mean? I mean, like it's what it is. I mean, like it's not a black person that's doing these things to people throughout history. You know what I mean? We are not selling on boats to nobody's land to maybe do anything more than probably drill your bitches. You know what I'm saying? Drill your women, trade with you, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? We went back. You know what I mean? Shit was probably spread some seeds. Probably took them with us too. You know what I mean? They came over there with us. Nice little dime pieces. Hey, I'm not mad at them. I mean, no, the black people. I'm not mad at them because there's no history of anything that we've done because we wasn't doing nothing to nobody. Not because we was lazy or inadequate. Them niggas needed shotguns to get at the Indians and us. You know what I mean? And it wasn't no little musket shit that took forever. It's that little shit that, beat that, you know what I'm saying? Real rifles. Uh, this ain't the Pilgrims. The muskets was done with the Pilgrims. But the Pilgrims also had disease and shit. That's what was killing the Indians. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't whooping them Indians' ass. The Indians was putting the Vikings on their ass. Coming over there trying to chop down trees and shit. Fucking up their ecosystem. And that's what's going on in America right now. Somebody need to sit down with an Indian chief and talk to him about restructuring um, this ecosystem that's out here. You know what I mean? Because even though they don't even like us right now, because um, America gave them an ultimatum to either separate themselves from black people or we're not going to help you have your own land. I mean, yeah. Am I telling black people to not trust nobody? No. Is history suggesting black people not trust nobody? Yeah. History speaks it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I love people, but, you know, history versus, you know what I mean? Black people at some point, we gotta make decisions and identify who and what is the enemy, our enemy, and stop being our own enemies. You know, everybody else is doing it, and it's working well for them. Jewish has a system. Jewish people have a system. You don't necessarily have to be. We don't have to necessarily be linked up with each other, but I mean, but if you have your household, you know what I'm saying? So Jewish people have a nice little system, you know what I'm saying? So we're keeping money in the family. You know what I'm saying? We practice that. You know what I mean? Everybody put in, you know what I mean? Build it up. We could do it now. I mean, like, it's not like before when they was trying to get this black banking shit and they robbed everybody of all their money. You know what I'm saying? Through the bank itself, and um, the records were so loosely kept that, and also with it being just black people, the government didn't decide to investigate to hold these people accountable for losing um, black people's money, you know? So it's not like we've never been trying, never been out here, you know what I mean? I was speaking 40 minutes into this shit, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to get that off my chest, the folks. So if you see me or see a black person throughout the day and you're not black, and that person has not done nothing to you, and you're not trying to black red tape or hold somebody, if you want to hold somebody back, or if you have people that's trying to hold you back, send this video to them, share it to them. If you feel like people are trying to mislead or hurt you in some type of way wrongfully, send this video to them. And then um, contact local authorities, you know what I'm saying? Medical um, boarding agencies, um, create that paper trail so you yourself don't get jammed up in nothing. You know, that's what I would tell my people. Resorting to violence, they made it obsolete. And that's another thing I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Shit, like, whatever white people do or done to this world, that I guarantee you they created laws so that nobody else can do that back to them. In some places. You know what I mean? But the general weapon, the paperwork, paper trail, the pens being stronger than the sword routine, that is definitely what um, hold people accountable, and what they live up to and create these wars off of contracts. So make sure you either can find the contract, find the law, or create a contract, bind them and hold them to their word, or know the facilities to facilitate those areas, or ask a friend. All right, I'm here and I'm out. Thank y'all for your time. This episode was sponsored in part by my black people.